We're all different. We're not all the same. And also, women are working on themselves. So they're really moving up that, you know, that ladder of self-improvement, self-evolution, transformation. And it's unfortunate that, not all men, but there is a percentage, quite a large percentage of men that aren't working on themselves. They have kind of like stopped in time. And this is why these women are like stepping in their power in such a way that I think it's a little frightening for some men.
Would it be a thing where you could say the balance was off? Like things were in imbalance, like guys were shutting in, but women were becoming more confident and outgoing. And then just because, like, as you said, there are lots of these guys, like, they're not working on themselves. They're not getting further in life. So then, like, why would a woman who's going further in life and working on herself want that?
Exactly. Exactly. And it kind of like the gap became bigger and bigger between the two, sexes, the genders. So what was happening is, they're stepping in their power. The men feel like they're losing power because they're unable to stay in their male energy, because women are stepping more into their male energy. So the men are being pushed to go into their female energy as a result. But the thing is, they're very unconscious of all this happening. You see, that's the funny thing. They're just thinking, oh, women are all the same. They can't be trusted. They're too toxic. They're too this. They're too that. And yes, there is a portion of, but that's like men. There's a portion of men that are toxic and
Oh, yeah.
and we're all doing the same thing, but we're all focusing on what we don't want rather than focusing on what it is that we do want. So yeah, going back to, is there an off balance? Yes, there is. There is.
And I just want to ask for some clarification. Do you feel like it's a negative thing when a woman is too much into her masculine? And for me, at least, I think it's a negative thing when a man's too much into his feminine,
Right.
because then it
Now,
throws off like a big dynamic out there. And despite what I see where people are like, no, no, it's fine, I do see how it really like turns off both sides of the relationship.
now, yeah, it's really interesting you brought that up, because yes, women are stepping more into their masculine, right? So as a result, men are or some men are just naturally more in their feminine, right? Which doesn't mean they're gay or anything. They're just, they're gentler and they've got more, female um, energy flow, which is nothing wrong with that. But when a woman is more in her masculine, what happens is she has this energy and this power, but she's not in her feminine at the same time. So you can still be in your strength. So let's call it strength, not just male energy, strength. You can be feminine and still have strength. Whereas what's going wrong, I think, is women are in their strength and their male energy, and they're missing that female element, that female energy that should be consistent with their strength, rather than getting it all mixed up with their male energy.
Right.
Does that make
And
sense?
these,
Does that make
sorry.
sense?
Yeah, it makes complete sense. I completely agree with it because, like I said, when I'm with my female friends, I have a lot of them commenting on how like men are becoming softer. They don't feel like they've got a protector anymore, and like it's not that they want to be completely coddled. My lady friends, it's not that they want to be like completely like taken care of and totally dependent on someone else, because that's called codependence and that's not healthy. But they still want to have like their partner like exhibit like a more masculine energy. But instead,
Exactly.
I feel like even though this is probably a wider topic, I feel like a lot of guys these days, I think it's what you said, they're not going any further. They're kind of just stuck where they are. They're not improving themselves. They're just gaming all the time. They're just eating comfort food. getting stoned, just like complaining online. And male, female, that's really not an attractive trait in anyone.
Right. So let's just break down what is, male energy, that
Mhm.
strong, independent woman is really in that energy of strength that sometimes can be misunderstood as being too masculine, right? She just knows what she wants. She's dynamic, she's a go-getter, she's focused. She's just showing all these attributes that, most leaders have, right? So, see the word I said? Leader. So, a woman like that, she's always leading. So, when she's with a man that could be a potential partner, she does enough of that at work. She wants to then be able to sit in a female energy to have the male lead. And that's what's missing. Having a man that is going to lead, that is going to be confident, that is able to, um, you know, interact in conversations that are going somewhere, and you mentioned a few things before, they're laid back, they're eating the wrong foods, they're not looking after their bodies. They may be working, but that's their main interest. It's just those little things that a woman is basically looking for in a man is going to be in a stable relationship with her. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess the important, you know more about this than me, but I guess the important key in a relationship, a big part of it is attraction.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to feel like you have another baby to take care of, another dependent. You want to feel like you gotta, like, at least this is me, what I want. Like, I want a partner. I want a teammate. Some days you want to take care of that person. Some days you just want to take it easy. But
Yes.
I can't imagine having a partner, male or female, that you just have to take care of all the time on
Yeah.
top of your other responsibilities.
Exactly, exactly. And that can be very dangerous. And a lot of people do fall into that, codependent relationship that they mistakenly think it's love, or they're, but it's not love. It's actually quite toxic because it only takes a period of time for it to, you know, evolve or unfold in a way that it's not sustainable. You can't be caring constantly for someone. Yeah, so that's why it's so important that both parties, I think, work on themselves, do the groundwork, do some healing. A lot of times all this comes about because of a certain childhood we've gone through, previous relationships we've gone through, um, the relationships we had with our parents, or the relationship, the relationship they modeled back to us as parents. A lot of that comes into play as to why we are the way we are and why we do the things we do, our behavioral, habits that we have, the programs that are running in our minds.